Hello, this is Daniel Mart back again. I'm an actor and filmmaker based out of South Florida. And yeah, this is a bonus video. I kind of just wanted to talk a little bit about this recent Chris Stuckmann controversy that kind of came out of nowhere, in my opinion, in like the past week. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, a little bit over a week ago, Chris Stuckmann, the movie critic here on YouTube, honestly one of my favorite YouTubers, he put out a video discussing Madam Web and some of the stuff that may have happened behind the scenes that resulted in why it's the way it is. If you don't know, Madam Web is a movie that came out about maybe 2 weeks ago, give or take. And let's just say it's not being received well, to put it lightly. There's a lot that can be said about that whole Sony Spider-Verse thing. And a lot of it right now is being discussed because of Madam Web, because we know so much about its behind-the-scenes production and what resulted of it. And yeah, Chris Stuckmann decided to comment his thoughts on that. And apparently this became controversial out of God fucking nowhere. And yeah, like, here's the thing, I didn't realize this was so controversial till literally a few days ago. Like, literally, the first time I realized this was controversial in any sense of the word, it was on a post on Instagram when some film Instagram account I followed was saying, hey, has anybody seen the Chris Stuckmann controversy? And I'm like, the fuck? Yeah, and then people like Cody Leach started commenting on it, so I'm like, okay, let me look into this a little bit more. And yeah, it's literally because people are pissed off that he didn't give a bad review for Madam Web in a very workaround way or something like that. Yeah, okay, let me actually give my thoughts, because I do have some thoughts on this, and I think it's... Look, simply put, I think people are overreacting to nothing, like they usually are. You know, go figure, big surprise, right? And I think part of it has to do a lot with the fact that a lot of that video has been taken out of context. And what I mean by that is that people are taking small clips, small lines that he says, and then just posting it on Twitter, and people are going, see, he's a bad reviewer. You can't trust him. He's lost his backbone. Blah blah blah. They're posting that shit on Twitter. They're posting that shit on Instagram, and of course, how the internet works, it's taken out of context and making him look bad. Go figure. Look, my thoughts on Chris Stuckmann. Like I said, he is one of my favorite YouTubers. He's not my favorite, but he is one of my favorite. Top 5, maybe, probably top 10 for sure. Okay? And if I'm being honest, for those who don't know, me, myself, I actually started off as a movie critic. In fact, last year, I did a 10-year anniversary on YouTube where I actually, reacted to some of the videos I did. I still have an original YouTube channel. I don't post on it anymore, but I still have it. You can definitely search it up and see some of the reviews I used to do. They weren't good reviews by any stretch of the imagination, I'll be honest. But I still did them because I enjoyed doing them for about 4 years during high school. I wonder why. But for me, Chris Stuckmann is someone who's always been there, so to speak, doing reviews, and in a sense, he's always been an inspiration. And again, that's why I say he's also one of my favorite YouTubers. However, in the few recent years, in the past 2 to 3 years, he's been transitioning from movie criticism to movie making, filmmaking. He actually has a movie that should come out later out this year called Shelby Oaks that he crowdfunded the fuck out of it through GoFundMe or Kickstarter or something like that. It became one of the highest donated efforts or projects or whatever events, whatever you call those, on whatever platform he used. So it's big. And during this shift, he hasn't hit the fact that he doesn't want to review bad movies anymore. Some time ago, he said, hey, in part because of it just doesn't feel right to me, in part because I am going into this industry and I don't want to piss off anybody, which, fair enough. He says, I'm only gonna review movies if I like them, essentially. And I guess I didn't realize this either. Again, I'm realizing a lot of stuff through this controversy, so go figure. But I didn't realize that a lot of people were pissed off because of that. Because, oh, a movie critic is supposed to be impartial. If you like a movie, you should comment on that. If you don't like a movie, you should comment on that. And although I do understand that critique in it, my thoughts are, at the end of the day, are this. This is Chris Stuckmann's channel. If you don't like what he's doing, unsubscribe. Simple as that. And it's not that hard. And in regards to the whole Madam Web situation, same thing. If you don't like what he says, unsubscribe. Simple as that. Or just don't watch the video. It's really simple as that. I really don't... Again, I was really surprised when I found out that this was so controversial. Like, the fuck? It kind of just baffled my mind when I realized that this was so controversial. I even rewatched the video to see, like, is there really anything controversial that he did or said? I'm like, no. He didn't. Now, some people have said that's a little bit clickbaity, which, you do have the thumbnail, which makes it seem like he will be doing a negative review. And you do have the fact that it is Madam Web. It's one of those things where he's either going to critique Madam Web or he's gonna praise the shit out of Madam Web, which would have been surprising to the nth degree. I guess in a sense it was kind of clickbaity, but hey, that's neither here nor there. And you have to remember, Chris Stuckmann has been here for like years, probably a decade by this point, so he knows how the algorithm works. You know, we sometimes have to do something clickbaity, so to speak, to get the views. No, it is what it is. Even the best need a clickbait video every here and there. Either way, I just found this to be such a ridiculous bout of controversy that came out of godfuck nowhere, that I kind of just wanted to talk about it, because it was like, really? This is controversial? The fuck? Like, it's one of those things I just can't wrap my head around as to why it's so controversial. Because he's been honest with the fact that he doesn't want to review bad movies. Again, aside from this being a little bit clickbaity, so what? Like, the whole video is about him discussing how behind the scenes this movie was meddled with. You know, so what? Yes, we know studios mess with movies. We've heard that thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Sure. Just another example of a studio messing with a movie. So what? You know? And in my opinion, I found it a little bit interesting. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I'm also a filmmaker myself. But I found it a little bit interesting. But again, even if you don't like the video, it's not really something to get up in arms about, you know? I guess you could be a little bit annoyed that, oh, he didn't give a bad review to the movie. But, like, who cares? Like, who cares? Like, again, it's his channel. He does whatever he wants. Unsubscribe. It's right there. You don't have to watch him anymore. You know, Jeremy Jahns, he's still an option. There's a bunch of other film critics here on YouTube that are there. You know, Jeremy Jahns, the Oscar contender, Film Drunk, Brother Bro, and those two. You know, there's a few other ones out there. The Schmoes Know still do movie reviews. John Flickinger, I know he doesn't do movie reviews anymore, but like, you know, there's a bunch of other critics on YouTube. Search them, see what they have. You know, go from there. You don't have to be beholden to just Chris Stuckmann. I just found it very random. And yeah, and I know some people are trying to use Shelby Oaks against him in this case now because, oh, he wants us to be nice now for his movie. Look, I am sure to a certain extent that is true. As a filmmaker, we all want people to receive our films as well, but we rather them be honest with us. So, you know, as much as we want it to be received well, we rather it be received honestly. So if you don't like it for X, Y, and Z, then tell us why you don't like it for X, Y, and Z. I just hope that this bullshit controversy, at the end of the day, doesn't really affect Shelby Oaks. I hope Shelby Oaks is just really measured by its own merits. Because I've already seen some people saying that they're going to review bomb Shelby Oaks once it comes out because he didn't give a bad review to Madam Web. Which I think is complete lunacy. Like here, if Shelby Oaks is great, then fantastic. If it sucks, well, shit. You know? It is what it is. But I'm not going to review bomb a movie just because this guy didn't give a bad review to Madam Web. You know? Just because he talked about what may have happened behind the scenes. If you want a bad review from Madam Web, literally go to any other film critic here on YouTube. So, yeah. Again, this controversy blows my mind. Didn't realize it was controversy till literally a few days back. Was like, what the fuck? For real? Saw a bunch of videos, and yeah, this is a controversy. And now I'm talking about it because why not? Yeah, now I'm talking about it because I want that YouTube money. That's basically it. That's basically my thoughts on it. I don't know. What do you think? Comment all that time below. Let me know. That's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.